This weekend in South African Schoolboy Rugby, we saw some dominant wins, some tight battles, and a few teams really starting to show what they're about this season. In this video, I'm going to break down the key results from the weekend ending 21 March and give you a few thoughts on what stood out. First up, the Paarl Roos Affies game. What a match it was. Paarl Roos coming away with a 45-28 win. What impressed me here was their structure and their decision making. They didn't panic. They played in the right areas, and when they got the opportunities, boy, did they finish. I was a bit surprised that Paarl Roos got beaten on the outside a few times, Affies scoring 3 of their tries in the outside channels, but it's definitely something that Paarl Roos can work on and improve as the season progresses. For Affies, I thought that they definitely brought the physicality, especially up front, but Paarl Roos just looked a tad bit more composed and clinical overall and took their chances just a bit better. If Paarl Roos keeps on playing like this, they're definitely going to be a serious problem for teams this season, and I was very impressed by Travis Pfeiffer and Leon Barnard on Paarl Roos' side, and I think especially Travis Pfeiffer is going to be a serious contender for the Western Province Craven Week number 10 jumper, giving Ethan van Biljon from Stellenberg a good run for his money. Then Paarl Boys High, Outeniqua match. What a match this was. Outeniqua nearly causing an upset, leading in injury time, 22 points to 19, and then Paarl Boys High scoring the match winner in injury time. So yeah, it was a really good match to watch. Outeniqua looking very, very promising indeed, and good to see them back to their historical competitiveness. You know, over the last 2-3 years, they've slipped down the pecking order a wee bit, maybe outside the top 20, top 30 schools in South Africa, but it's good to see them back competing with the best in South Africa, and they've got some really exciting, talented players to watch. One player in particular, left wing Bekus, I think he's played 3 games and scored 8 tries already this season, so he's definitely one to watch out for. But yeah, good to see Outeniqua competing with the top dogs again, and congratulations to Boys Eye on their victory, and yeah, my condolences to Outeniqua on the heartbreaking loss. Then other results from the Western Cape look like this. A nice win for Stellenberg, 78-0 over Woestergym, and Paarl Gym coming out victorious against Durbanville, Super A League newcomers Durbanville, 45 points to 12. Then moving on to the Free State and the Northern Cape, Grey College and Monument produced an epic battle over here. Some fantastic tries were scored by the outside backs, none better than those scored by Ngedezi, and the 2 that were scored by the left winger from Monument, Genis. If you haven't seen the Monument tries and Lamla's try, you can watch my YouTube shorts. But yeah, it was just 3 magnificent efforts actually from those players. And other players to impress me was Eddie Mabane in the midfield. He played on the wing last week against Oakdale, but he looked very solid, and he could definitely also be a contender for the SA school side this year. And just hats off to Monument for producing such a competitive match. Many people thought that Grey would run away with this one, but it's good to see Monument competing again. I think the last time these teams played, I think Grey College beat them by about 60, 70, 80 points. So it's great to see Monument back looking stronger this season. Other results from the Northern Cape and Free State area look like this. Now, shifting our attention to the Eastern Cape. Graham College at the Graham College Rugby Festival. They played in the main match against Marlow, a very spirited, physical, solid Marlow side, and came out victorious, 42 points to 28. Yeah, I think Graham's backs were a tad bit better. Marlow's forwards looked a bit more solid and more dominant in the set pieces. But overall, some cracking tries were scored. And the only regret I have about this game is that I couldn't show you more tries or more clips on my channel of the tries that were scored. Unfortunately, there were some interruptions with the YouTube, the feed. So unfortunately, I couldn't clip and show too many of these tries. But I'll try my best to maybe work my magic this week and hopefully show you some of these tries. But great congratulations to Graham. Again, the 3 players that impressed me on their side was Luke Doyle, the scrum off, Lacrusha Machau, the magic man, I think, who scored 2 tries, and then also centre Aaron Nelson, who's not only a great attacking centre, but also kicks at poles for his team and slotted quite a few conversions from right up against the touchline. So yeah, great result there for Graham. Then Fransby, many people said surprise Selborne. I wasn't surprised by this result at all. Selborne has had a really slow start to the season so far. Fransby looking dangerous, and coming out victorious, 24 points to 15. Then Grey High School, their defense and set pieces really laid the foundation for their victory over Hudson Park. One player in particular standing out there, Noah Mbisi, the winger, putting in 2 or 3 massive hits, which you can also see on my channel on the shorts. Fullback Lynch looking very dangerous and fleet-footed, and also a strong contender for the number 15 jumper for the Eastern Province Craven Week team. Then Nico Malan Queens also produced a great match. Some people were also surprised by this result. This result didn't surprise me at all. Nico Malan has been on the up, and they've been improving the rugby program over the last few years with head coach Jaco Nepgen at the helm. They came out victorious 24-19, and actually Queens scored a late try to make the score look a little bit more respectable. But I think Nico Malan's forwards really laid the foundation here and put in a big statement win here against Queens College. Other results from the festival, Dale College looked very entertaining with ball in hand. They came out victorious 27 points to 24 against Brandwag. And then maybe the biggest upset of the festival, Pearson beating St. Andrews. St. Andrews again with another heartbreaking close loss, looking so good, and then at key moments just losing concentration. But big ups and congratulations to Pearson. They've really improved the rugby program over the last few years, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can produce the rest of the season. As for other results, Westville came out victorious against their Maritzburg College KZN rivals, 26 points to 10. I haven't watched the game already. I haven't watched the game yet. I'm going to watch it over the week, and I'll definitely post some clips of some of the tries that were scored in that game. But yeah, one thing that didn't impress me this week is I read in an article that Westville, they're even using GPS tracking systems on their under 14 and 15 players, which just shows how professional rugby has become, not only in South Africa, but also in the KZN region. So yeah, quite interesting to read that. Other results from the KZN region looks like this. And now moving our attention onto the Vaal area. Garsfontein getting a big win against Noordheuwel, an away game for Garsfontein, and they're back to their winning ways. I read the other day that Chris Rousseau, former Bulls assistant coach, he is helping out at Garsfontein on a consultancy basis, and it looks like his magic started to shine through. Victorious 41 points to 3 over a Noordheuwel side who has also been really improving over the last few years. Other results from the Vaal region look like this. And as you can see at the bottom there, a massive win for Waterkloof, winning 90 points to 14 against Piet Retief. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap of our weekend, the results. So overall, what are we seeing? A few teams are already separating themselves. We're seeing strong attacking rugby, teams playing with confidence early in the season, and most importantly, depth in both the Western Cape and Gauteng. Now remember, it's still early days. Teams are still building combinations, fitness and structure, and a lot of things can change, but a lot of these Eastern Cape and Western Cape schools looking very, very strong at present. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out my channel for full weekly results, match predictions, key players to watch. The 2026 rugby season is just getting started, and it is going to be a big one.